Oftentimes, when you come here and get poetry analysis from myself, there is a bit of the contrarian that arises. Sometimes I even will purposely and purposefully take a poetry discussion and use it to turn things from a general consensus about a poem. I will take basically everyone says one specific thing about a poem, and I think that there's one word somewhere that kind of changes everything around. But today, that's exactly what we're going to do. Welcome to Strip Coverlet, where we squeeze the bigger picture out of literature. I'm Adrian Fort, and we're here for another poetry discussion, which will take place in the Poetry Discussion playlist here on the channel. The poem in question is known as Dedication, from Robert Louis Stevenson, and it reads as such. My first gift and my last, to you I dedicate this fascicle of songs, the only wealth I have, just as they are to you. I speak the truth in soberness and say I had rather bring a light to your clear eyes, had rather hear you praise this bosomful of songs, than that the whole hard world with one consent in one continuous chorus of applause poured forth for me and mine, the homage of ripe praise. I write the finis here against my love. This is my love's last epitaph and tomb. Here the road forks and I go my way far from yours. You read about this poem, and this is hailed as a powerful expression of love and admiration. This is a pure form of love. This is a pure form of admiration. This is a pure emotion here. Dedication. How could it be called dedication if not? I don't think it is. And in order to get there, we've got to go through the poem a little bit closer than just reading the emotions that happen on the page, than just getting the title here and having it in consideration. My first gift and my last. Okay, well, that's a little bit confusing if we're talking about love, a pure love, a traditional love, right? Because the traditional type of love is one that is built over time or one that is instant, right? The love at first sight. But usually, we're talking about something where many gifts have been exchanged. It doesn't have to be monetary type gifts, but gifts. My first gift and my last, to you I dedicate this fascicle of songs. Okay, first and last, so it's the only one, but it's also the last. The only wealth I have, just as they are to you. So whatever this is, the you in question is neither a wealthy person. Not only is our speaker not particularly wealthy, but neither is the recipient of this love and fascicle of songs. I speak the truth in soberness and say I had rather bring a light to your clear eyes, had rather hear you praise this bosomful of songs. Soberness. Kind of a weird word if we're talking about the exuberance of love. Kind of a weird word if we're talking about the idea that someone is exchanging gifts with someone. But we don't have an exchange of gifts, do we? We have a single gift. We have a gift one way. It is first and last. The Alpha and Omega gift. But I would rather hear your praises on it than the whole world The whole hard world with one consent. In one continuous chorus of applause poured forth for me and mine, the homage of ripe praise. I write the finis here against my love. This is my love's last epitaph and tomb. Here the road forks, and I go my way far from yours. It's possible to read this choice of words as an indication that perhaps the love herself, presumably a her, is dying. Why else would you invoke the idea of a tomb? Why else would you invoke what's going on at the end there? What is going on at the end there? I go my way far from yours. That's a bit strange because that does imply, unlike perhaps the assumption that the recipient of the love is dying because of epitaph and tomb being invoked right there, far from the idea that the speaker is dying, as evidenced perhaps by the mention of the epitaph, the invocation of epitaph and tomb right there. It says, I go my way far from yours. And the yours, that's today kind of seen as a bit of a southern thing. You and yours are basically it's to invoke the idea of the family. It is give me 1 second here. It is to say that there is a separation between peoples. But here we have, I'm looking for something. We have the yours. Now, this is talking about the way that the you involved is going. But it makes it weird, doesn't it? Why talk about epitaph and tomb when these two people, neither of them are dying? Why, if love is what is being communicated here, why the need for separation? Why the need for separation? We have perhaps a little bit of a nod towards this here. I speak the truth in soberness, and say, I had rather bring a light to your clear eyes, had rather hear you praise this bosom full of songs, than the whole hard world with one consent. Are we talking here about a forbidden love? Are we talking here about a love that maybe should not be? Why could not the entire world know about this love and applaud it? Why must these individuals go their separate ways? Is the recipient of this love involved with another? Would that be the reason that the speaker need be so sober in this presentation? Often when we hear about love poems, love songs, it is as if the deliverer of that message is drunk with passion. It's not what we have here. What we have here is the stark realization from someone declaring, look, this is a sober decision. We have to go our separate ways. This fascicle of songs is the only wealth I have. It's the only wealth you have. Why would you point that out? Unless someone else in the mix does have wealth. Is this a lover telling his is this a lover telling his love, who belongs to another man, he can take care of you? I cannot. We have to go our separate ways. We have to kill this love. That epitaph and tomb is an epitaph and tomb for whatever it is that we have here. I think it might be. That is all I have for this poetry discussion. If you like or appreciate what it is I do here, hitting the like button really does help me out, as it tells YouTube to share this video with other literature lovers. If you find yourself here by chance but not design, literature is the only thing I talk about on this channel, dropping multiple videos every single week, and I hope to have you back for the next one.